sexually oriented content.
Listener discretion is advised. Listener discretion is advised. Listener discretion is advised. This is Loveline. Loveline. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, we're both very excited to welcome back to the show Seth MacFarlane.
How's it going, guys?
The voice, the creator, the brains, the soul behind the Family Guy. And the Family Guy is really... well, first off, I should get credit for being on to the Family Guy.
Now listen, hold on. Somehow I need to make up to Adam for this fact, because he brings this up every 3 or 4 days.
First off, we got a million of these things.
Yeah, but this is one that comes up all the time that I'm getting tired of, because I picked up your crusade, I picked up your banner and run with it.
I know.
So I need a little bit like a resolution of this.
Drew comes in and he'll go, Did you see the Family Guy tonight? I'm saying, well, I've seen every episode 5 times, so I'm guessing I have seen it.
And both of you guys have done the show this season. Both Adam and Dr. Drew will be guest starring on Family Guy this season.
The new season airs Sunday, actually week from today, right? 9 o'clock on Fox. And it's been many years in the making, it feels like. But it's really... First off, it's a really cool show to get behind, and it's nice because once in a while you hear about the new Vin Diesel kindergarten cop movie tops 130 million at the box office, and you're like, is there a God?
Yeah, right.
Where's God? Where's God in this? There's no God. Right. Meanwhile, Arrested Development's on the fence. Doesn't look like it's going to make the cut next year. And it's just like you sort of walk around, you're going, executives are stupid. The audience is stupid. What do you want? It's just they're creating just junk for the masses.
The Odyssey.
Yeah.
The nature of evil in society.
Right.
Well, why does it exist?
Right. Good and evil. The point is the Family Guy comes around. It's a great show. The execs get to it. They kick it around. It goes to a few different nights. Loses the audience. It goes away. But then... like a phoenix, it rises from the ashes, ends up on a Cartoon Network, finds its audience, starts selling millions of DVDs, and the execs wise up. And it's really not since I launched my letter writing campaign for Cagney and Lacey in 1978 have I felt this apart.
I realize you're a big Sharon Gless guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was 13, but I said that chick has it. I knew what it was back then, and we didn't have, emails back then. I had to write them all with a burnt stick.
We didn't have computers. The typewriter was one of those little... No. It wasn't even electric. In your house. Are you kidding?
Something. The Corollas were still 30 years away from a typewriter. Yeah. we were using Gutenberg's press.
I knew that we were onto something when I heard the UCLA marching band at a football game this season playing the Family Guy theme song.
That was one of the coolest things I think I've ever heard.
I was sitting there and I thought, oh my God, this is cool. That's what I thought.
Were you at that game?
No. I heard about this from Drew, and it was just amazing. It's every little piece of information like that I hear to this day. The first thought that goes through my head is, God, people are actually watching this thing. That's great.
Yeah, you've arrived with the band.
Inferiority complex that's so deep rooted.
Yeah, all these good. Years. Keep you hungry.
You'll be well suited to this little three of us.
Yeah. We want to see you
get along well.
Fat and soft. You need the eye of the geek. You have to think you don't have money and you can't get laid, so you can keep your creative juices flowing.
That's really what it comes down to. You have to constantly beat yourself up and say, I'm not good enough at anything, and you will be.
They talk about that eye of the tiger as it pertains to a fighter. Or maybe someone does some manual work, or maybe in business. But in the creative endeavors, you need the eye of the nerd. You have to always feel not good enough, like you weren't going to get picked for the team, like you couldn't get a prom date. That keeps you hungry. When the nerd guy gets some cool frames and some cool shoes and starts driving a convertible Porsche, he loses his creative juices.
It's over.
Keep the eye of the nerd, my friend.
Yeah. That's the task.
Yeah, you got to keep it real. Like you got to do some nerd activities, like go wait in line for Star Wars movie. Get shot down over the internet with some chicks.
I'm pretty up on my Star Trek quotes, so I think I got it under control.
All right.
Yeah, I'll listen to that.
He spends time in Rhode Island his time off. Don't forget.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right. And now, is your whole family
they're all out in California now. They followed me out here. Yeah.
do you have?
I ate quahog this summer.
Did you really?
Yes.
You ate a quahog
I had
clam?
quahog, yes.
Wow.
Well, it's a specially like baked thing.
Yeah.
They put in a baked deal. I never had quahog before.
Do you have siblings?
I have one younger sister who actually is a member of the cast of American Dad through none of my doing, believe it or not.
No. How could it be? Yeah, it'd be impossible. No, well, first off, there's never been any nepotism in this town. That's for goddamn sure. I'll tell you that right now. Really? How did she get on? How did
Well, it was actually kind of nice because she did the rough animatic for us as a temporary voice, and then we recast her, and Fox came to me and said, we're not sure that the new voice is working with the character, and we'd like to use your sister if that's all right with you. And it was great because I was just like, yeah, sure, God, it's the easiest person in the world to direct.
I had the "would like to use your sister" request of me many years ago, and I was like, well, I gotta be, as long as I'm in for a taste.
Well, they asked about that too, but that's where I drew the line. I
have done some animation where they have that placeholder voice that's your voice. Oftentimes, in my low self-esteem world, it actually sounds better than mine. The stupid engineer guy going.
I always think that. I always think it's better.
It sounds better, and I'm marginally insulted by how bad he's trying to make himself sound.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Seth MacFarlane in the studio tonight. The Family Guy. Just now, let me ask you this, Seth. And I don't know if you thought about this, but now that it's getting back on the air and it's getting back on a network and it's going into prime time and everything, is there pressure? And in a way, is there a part of you that likes just sort of the cool fringe part where you get to be the underdog and everyone gets to come up to you and go, "This show was so cool. Those guys were so stupid for taking off there. You should make $1 million of them."
You're reading my mind.
Thank you.
You're reading my mind. I'll tell you.
You should kill yourself.
Yeah.
You'd be a hero and a legend.
Exactly.
You'd be like Eddie and the Cruisers. You'd come back to do another animated series in 10 years.
Yeah. I'll buy a motorcycle and get up the courage to drive it off the curb.
Seth and the Cruisers. That doesn't work.
No, I worry about that all the time, particularly now because there's been so much promotion and so much exposure that I do start to worry that we're, is this no longer going to be? I mean, if we go on the air and get, continue to get a 6 share, then we'll be fine. But I do worry that God, there is a coolness factor.
There's a hype, and
I watched the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory beer version tonight.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
You do a couple of those, you have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Well, the shows are the same. I mean, the shows are
It's is it as if you'd picked up right where you left off.
That's the idea. We didn't change anything. We didn't want to revamp anything or spruce anything up. It's the exact same. Same show.
Smart. Wow. I read here that The Family Guy is the 4th largest DVD seller of all TV shows.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's interesting.
Good piece of trivia.
After The Man Show and then 4th?
Yeah. Then there's Crank Yankers, and then there's
What's Happening?
Red-Handed. That's another show I did a voiceover for. That's what got me -4 stars in the Post. Man Show only got me -3. Someone reminded me the other day.
So they do minus stars?
Oh, for Adam.
Really? For me. They roll out the minus stars. I owe stars.
Wow.
And
you get the little turkey.
I get minus stars. As a matter of fact, if it was a report card, I would take an eraser to the minus or put a plus by it and say, Dad, look, +4 stars. I'd do just a quick little modification.
That's what I do with the Entertainment Weekly reviews. I make the D look like a B, and I send it to my parents.
Smart, yeah. Yeah, you get the -4 stars and the -3. I know. And by the way, if you're going to give -3, just go ahead and -4. Like it was horrible and horrific, but
they're not monsters, Adam.
Yeah, it was horrific, but I never felt like I was in danger from watching it. So I'm only going to give it -3 stars. And by the way, what does that do to the guys you gave 1.5 or 2 stars to? Now,
what is that?
They're +6.
Makes them self-righteous.
Yeah, they're feeling on top of the world. Let me ask this, another thing. Seth has a beautiful grand piano, probably a Steinway, in his living room. which he likes to perch himself on just about every night, playing for the ladies with a brandy snifter.
Well, I'm going to come sing when we do.
That's right. Drew, we found out tonight, Drew was an opera singer.
Anderson, he had never heard me sing.
Drew
Help me out with that.
torch songs while you wax poetic at the 88s. You're just tickling the 88s, Drew.
Like Sinatra and Crosby
Leaning
in High
on it.
Society. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, kids.
Is Anderson there?
Anderson? Oh,
Uh-oh. That's true.
Listen to that.
Years of training.
Yeah.
What? Seth can play the piano. It'll be great.
Who's playing the piano here?
Damn, the man sounds good.
Some guy that Ben Stein had hired.
Oh, in person. It's going to be awesome.
All right. But pretty soon Seth's going to see all the cheating.
This is the point where he flings his cape off into the audience and the chicks tear it apart.
I lost my virginity to that song.
All right. Anyway, well, if you ever get invited to one of Seth's...
I would love that'd be so much fun.
I went, but I couldn't find Seth. Word has it he was on the roof getting stoned the entire time. But I did hobnob with many of the other folks over there. So we have questions for
Lots
Seth
of calls for
tonight.
Seth, yeah.
Yeah, which is...
You want to start with that or just go to mix it up a little bit?
All right, let's see.
This is the most interesting one.
All right, let's talk to Victor, who's 17. Victor?
Yeah, hey guys. Adam.
There we go.
Hey, you are
Victor, 17, you're on with Seth MacFarlane.
Hey,
Hey.
I just wanted to know how you came up with the concept of the characters for the show.
Boy, it's funny, and I never get asked that.
I think I can answer that now.
No, I grew up in New England, and I notice a lot in sitcoms. They deal with the Midwest, they deal with the South, they deal with L.A., and no one ever goes near New England. I think Costello was the last.
They do a lot of New York, a lot of L.A.,
Yeah.
all the
They're going to
stereotypes.
do Boston or Massachusetts if they do New England.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Rhode Island is, I spent a lot of time in Rhode Island, went to college there, and it's got so much character that, I figured when I produce something that kind of takes me back to where I spent a lot of my youth.
Seems like New England in the area in general has just been on the map like nobody's business over the last 4 years, maybe
Because
2
the Red
years.
Sox and the Patriots.
Sox, the Patriots. Seems like every other guy I meet now is from that
You know
area.
what some of that is?
Maybe people are just lying.
No, you notice higher education really came on in the 60s in that area. It was not just elitist education; it became higher education, and so people started flocking there and then zooming out to the rest of the country.
Well, I was in New Orleans for New England's first Super Bowl victory, and that's when I realized that almost everyone from that neck of the woods was an a-hole. Because they were not celebrating.
Look at that.
I'm a complete a-hole.
They were not celebrating the Pats' victory. They were looking for Rams fans.
Well, it's right there in the dialect. There's nothing gentle about, you can't pack over there. That's
aimed to annoy.
That's a belligerent dialect.
Right. But somewhere, and I'm trying to think of when it must have been about 6 years ago, celebrating a victory became abusing the other team.
Taunting the losers.
Yeah. I always like that one. Nobody thought we could do it. Nobody. None of you said we could do it. The only people thought we'd do it are right here in this locker room. We're the only people. Really? There's a lot of money bet. A lot of folks bet on it. No one, and then they shock the world. I like that one too.
Right.
When
Shock
people
the
make
world.
the pronouncement that they've just shocked the world. All right. Let's see. Ooh, double D's. Here we go. Jill,
Yeah.
you're 13.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
She's
Should've looked at
13.
the age.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, I have a double D.
Bouncy.
And I was wondering, how long is it going to take until there's neck and back issues? Because they're not...
Well, yeah,
I
you're
want to
13.
ride the pony, Daddy.
See the difference?
What? She doesn't have that little
She
girl
doesn't have
voice?
that voice. She has a young person's voice.
An old woman's boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jill, it's hard to say. It depends how big the rest of you are, how your back hygiene is. Some women can go through life with that and not have back and neck problems, but obviously the longer you go, the more likely there is to be trouble.
What would you do to strengthen your back?
Pilates.
Pilates?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I would do this core exercises, and
Just something
ballet would be that kind of thing. Things where you're working your posture, and your core muscles.
But they put you in that unitard and everyone goes nuts.
I know she wouldn't be in the ballet.
Well, she wouldn't be in the ballet.
No.
What would she do?
She'd be just
Practicing? Even that's enough.
I know, for you.
That's enough. I'd blow that cod piece right out.
Indeed you would.
And I wasn't even involved with dance. I just wear a cod piece. You know, fill out the gym shorts a little bit.
Of course.
You know,
what are you going to do?
Yeah, why wear a cup? Why
It's
not
just
get
an
creative?
affectation.
Cups are out.
Cups are out. Wear a cod piece and a merkin. 2 or 3 merkins under it. I would have a merkin like in my car, one in my gym locker, multiple merkins, multiple cod pieces.
See, that's just ostentatious.
And a sword and a cape, and that would be it. During the summer, of course. Yeah. All right, so Jill has no idea what merkin or cod piece or even sword or cape
Thankfully, I'd be
But she's
cringing
laughing
there.
politely.
You sound funny, Adam. And so, Jill, why are you worrying
It's
about
like
this
Bob
now?
Hope. People used to take for granted that Bob Hope told a joke.
That's right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you worried about this now? You're just sort of anticipating trouble?
Yeah, because they're not stopping growing. Like, I've hit puberty already, and they've, I'm stopping my height, but, and I'm like 5'2", somewhere around there. I haven't measured in a while. Anyway.
So you're tiny with this large...
Yeah, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, we all have our crosses to bear.
Yeah, so really what's motivating your call is how difficult it is to grow into your body, and how difficult your peers, your female peers look at you differently, and your male peers look at you differently. It's not so much about your back. It's about living with this and the way people treat you when you look like that.
Well, people make a big deal out of it, or you make a big deal out of this. But, Drew, what would you rather have, this or horrible skin?
No, that's right. And,
you know what I'm saying?
And by the way, people would give somebody like Jill advice such as, well, it's your body, it's beautiful, live with it. No, you know what? I'd say you kind of dress it down. If you don't like the way people look, just there's ways to kind of take it easy.
Put a barrel on.
Yeah.
I miss barrel suspender humor.
There will be a time when
remember that? It was funny.
Oh, do I?
Everybody was funny.
You're in my wheelhouse now, buddy.
So poor he had to wear a barrel. Really?
Suspenders.
Some secondhand slacks would be
Like a burlap sack
more
wouldn't do it.
expensive than a barrel.
Burlap sack is just too
How
revealing.
about a towel? You got to wear a barrel? And there is a hole in that barrel, There's
That's what that's.
Oh, is that what it's for?
Those are the days when you worked out by lifting big triangular iron weights.
You don't see people barrel all the time.
No, just
by the railroad
that
tracks?
one Denver fan.
The stevedores down by the docks.
He's there with the hobos with those sacks with the white spots on it. The red sacks with the white spots. You know,
The only advantage to wearing a barrel is if you fall into a river that's going over some falls.
Perfect.
You'll be in solid shape. You just tuck yourself in like a turtle. And speaking of people that go over that Niagara Falls in the barrel,
also out. What happened to that?
it's not nearly as popular as it was back in the day, but back in the day, and this is one of those things where, it's like, well, in the old days, the Indy 500, the cars only averaged 85 miles an hour, but they had canvas helmets. So it's sort of, now they're 210 miles an hour, but they have a roll bar and space age, this and that. the falls are the same as they ever were, but people used to really go over in a barrel. Yeah. Now they go over in a space shuttle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Gemini capsule.
Yeah, right. It's made out of composite materials and, fiber, honeycomb and Kevlar. I'd do that. And I'd get drunk and do that now.
Right,
the barrel.
Contact.
The barrel was the bitch. And by the way, could you think of anything more uncomfortable than being in a barrel and there's no viewing port? So you're in this barrel and you're upstream a mile, and you get in this barrel and it's like all you're doing is waiting until the ground falls out from underneath you. I mean, I would just crap myself. That would be my padding. He was saved by his own fecal matter. If not for the fecal matter, yes. I mean, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
You're just being tossed.
You're preaching to the choir, man.
And if you thought about it.
Oh, yeah.
Could you think of anything worse?
No. And there's nothing to cushion your fall. It's
onto the rocks, basically.
But my whole thing would be like, if I'm going over Niagara Falls in a barrel, you roll me out 4 feet before the edge of the falls.
Right.
I don't want to go upstream a mile and just freak out.
Yeah.
And by the way, decide 5 feet from the end. I don't want to do it. Bad idea.
That's not what we found out about people jumping off the bridges.
This is horrible. And by the way, we discussed.
We discussed.
How dare you? They interviewed these people that, thousands of people kill themselves from jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge almost every year. And it's probably into the tens of thousands since it was built in the late 20s or something like that. But anyway, 3 or 4 people have survived who've made the leap and actually survived, and they all say that the first thing they thought of when they leaped is, I wish I hadn't done this.
Really?
Which makes me think a high percentage of the thousands of people that did actually die had the same thought as they did their thing, and that's why it's important to not kill yourself, but to get really effed up and do it at your folks' house.
I see,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Send a message, get so jacked up that you don't even know what you're doing, and don't get into that jumping off stuff. You know what I mean? What is that, by the way? The people that kill themselves by jumping off a skyscraper, like, you don't think you might have some feelings on the...
Yeah.
You want to go that way? So many good ways to go. Nice OD.
Yeah, I can't even handle the Pirates of the Caribbean drop at Disneyland. I get a little.
Yeah, you go on that flume, that log jammer. You vomit. Yeah.
I went to Magic Mountain this weekend.
Nobody cares, Drew.
No, but listen, I know that. I know that. But at my age, you get headaches. And
you can't
nausea.
do that.
It's like,
Good for you for even doing it. I can't go near those.
my
things.
kids, they go to this stuff like, that's going again. I'm like, no way.
What did you do?
Can't go in there.
Which ones you do?
I didn't do any of the huge ones, but then they're taking the stuff where they pull you up on a pulley and let you drop you and that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
What is
Dude,
fun
watch
about that? What
That's
is fun
my
about that?
question.
You're not. There's nothing. It's like pushing somebody off something.
Here's their dad going, guys, you have so much faith in technology. Don't you even consider these things might break or something might happen? No.
Well, here's the thing. Let me say this, Drew. I'm no neurologist, but they say, stress kills, right? Now, there's a very small part of your brain that realized you paid admission to get into this park, and then there's the rest of your body, every other fiber in your body, that just thinks your car's rolling over an embankment or something. I mean, your body goes into death. Shock, freeze mode.
There is this strange thing that humans have, which is sort of an impulse to play with all that. There's a euphoria associated with it.
Do you think if we hooked you up to functional MRI, your brain activity on free fall would be any different than the people jumping off, killing themselves off the San Francisco
But
Golden
remember,
Bridge?
what they go from when they jump off, they go from profoundly depressed to sort of escalated. Their mood goes up and they think, why'd I do this? And that's exactly what people are playing with. It causes a euphoria.
I'm just saying, if stress, having a tough day at work and shave a day off your life, this could take years off.
Different kind of stress.
I guess the advice would be try it with a net first.
Yeah, I mean jumping off the bridge?
Yeah. See how it's try it out the size, see how it
Bungee.
feels.
Yeah, do it off something small, like a kitchen chair. See what happens and work your way up to the table.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't like that free fall thing. And the last time I did that free fall thing over at Magic Mountain.
Yeah, I did that.
Where they slide you out.
I like that.
Yeah, I was having a great time until on the way down, the thing jammed and stopped.
That's how it works.
No, but mine stopped and got stuck there, had a malfunction. And as I looked back over my head, I could see the next one perched up there. And they were like, all right, we've stopped the ride. And I thought, I'm going to get crushed by the next, because my car, it was a good 10 minutes sitting up there waiting for them to reboot the thing. And I kept thinking that thing's just going to, so it was a whole kind of reel there. That's the real amusement park, where you get out to the end, like, we have a mouth,
New reality show.
Perfect. That would scare the real out of everybody. All right, Seth MacFarlane is here from the Family Guy, world's greatest animated, the world's greatest TV show, world's greatest form of entertainment ever.
God bless you.
We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this. Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Seth MacFarlane is in tonight. Dear friend, Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, doing all the voices.
Drops.
We need Stewie drops.
Oh, we can get those for you.
So,
hey, it's $25K now to do that.
So versatile, Seth is. I mean, doing Peter, doing Stewie, doing Brian, doing. Hey, I could see maybe Brian and maybe Stewie, maybe Brian and Peter, but going from Peter to Stewie.
I'm telling you, and the musical part, the singing of all that stuff, that is nutty.
Well, it's an interesting...
that is the part that's impressive.
It's an interesting
this is
thing.
why I come here.
I was thinking about Matt and Trey doing a lot of singing and sort of theatrical stuff later on with South Park, and other animated shows go in that direction. I wonder if it's the same mind that thinks up, that is attracted to animated stuff and that same sort of creative part of your brain that you use that can work both the musical and the animated.
Well, it's also one of the few mediums that people will accept big production numbers in anymore. I mean, it's, you know, in movies, you know, it's kind of hit and miss. On television, it's, you know, rarely works. But I mean, you know, cartoons, it's far enough removed from reality that people they'll go for it.
It's the only time you hear big orchestras anymore.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's only like a handful of shows there's only like 5 or 6 shows that use a live orchestra. One of them being Family Guy, but it's you know, it's, I mean, you have to have that to
Which
do
reminds us, there's a Family Guy CD coming out.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
In a couple of days. Family Guy live in Vegas.
We're going to play something off that, hopefully, if we remember to, if we stop talking during the break, nobody send you out to your car.
Is that songs that we've heard on previous Family Guy episodes or new songs?
It's not. It's mostly, it's 95% new songs. There's an extended 3-minute version of the Family Guy theme.
How the hell did he do that while he was doing 35 new episodes?
Well, most of it took us about a year to do. Most of it was done before we started work again, and the music is by Mr. Walter Murphy, who you know, from the Fifth of Beethoven, was also a orchestrator for Doc Severinsen at one time.
Wow!
And just put together this amazing, you know, 55-piece orchestra, and it's you know, it's fart jokes set to a lush musical backdrop.
So there's, well, we
strings
describe
and horns.
the show
Strings,
the same
horns.
way.
Yeah, yeah. Strangely enough,
now, are there any covers of any Dean Martin or Sinatra?
Yeah.
Or
There's
anything like that.
There's a couple of oldsy timesy type covers that we've kind of spruced up. You know, that hopefully added some stuff that will be. You know, it's a combination of edgy stuff and old fashioned stuff, but.
Well, Seth has one in his car, which is actually an armored car, which he now drives. Actually, they back it up and they drop money off at his house. Every day they back the Brinks truck up. Never comes in the driveway forward. Even in a circular driveway, they'll back up the Brinks truck. I know.
He has so much power that it doesn't even go beep, beep.
Now he had that eliminated. Yeah, it makes a cha-ching.
They just back it into the cave.
Cha-ching. That'd be an awesome sound. Like, you know what they ought to do? Cars that back up, like the backup beep thing, instead of just be the annoying meep, they ought to all have their own sound. Like armored trucks should have the cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Or make them like voice rings.
Garbage truck could have like Scatman Crowther.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
That's what I'm saying.
just rhyming or singing. Like I would go for it, and you would know what size and what type of truck was coming at you. Know the difference between an ice cream truck backing up and a garbage truck backing up. Yeah,
Perfect.
The Good Humor Bell would be.
Yeah, you're a solution guy. You're an answers man.
Oh. See, the only difference is I'm serious. Sam?
Yeah.
You're 18.
18, that's right.
What's up?
First of all, I just wanted to say, Adam, Drew, you guys rock. Seth, big fan of the show.
Thank you.
And also, Seth, I was at the Stewie Sound-alike contest. I was the guy who was number 9 and not number 4.
Oh.
Oh, God. Wait. You're the guy who they told had it, and then they made the correction and said, no, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. It was this other guy? Was that you? Oh, yeah, that was nasty. My apologies.
Wow.
Someone sent me the signed script for North by North Quahog, signed by everyone there, so that kind of...
Oh, well, it's good to know that that's out there floating around a week before air.
Sam, can you do some mediocre Stewie for us?
I think mediocre best describes it. Yeah, apparently I wasn't even good enough for third place. Yeah, I'll do what I did at the contest. Yeah. Look, you know what? It's so easy to take a shot at Jay Leno. Look, the fact of the matter is, man is up every night with no material and is charming.
You know what? That's so much bull. I so do not sound like that at all.
Yeah,
at all. That's David Hyde Pierce you're doing.
Very nice.
Yeah, Drew, that was a solid Stewie.
You're solid. It was nice.
Solid. Did a nice job
win that
there.
contest.
That's pretty damn good.
Wow, that is awesome, Drew.
You
really are a fan.
I'm telling you. I went home practice in front of the mirror all the time.
It's extraordinary.
Wow.
You should hear my Peter.
Do you do good, Peter?
Here it goes.
You know I do, Adam.
Wow.
Oh my God! Wow,
crazy.
That was awesome.
That's unbelievable.
Even though that was kind of mediocre, actually. Yeah. No, that was solid, Drew.
It was mediocre. Yeah.
Wow. You look a minor bird. What happened to minor birds, dude? Minor birds used to be around. They're not really around anymore.
I think what we got here is a subdermal hematoma.
Wow, that is, and now you work in the medical jargon. That's amazing.
Wow, awesome, Drew. Subdermal.
Yeah.
Remember minor birds?
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
I know.
They're not around, are they?
They're all over Hawaii.
Everyone used to have minor birds.
People used to have minor
They
birds.
talk.
They talk, and they talk better than the parrots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah,
They can, but like where the parrots just repeat, what they hear. The minor birds actually think stuff up.
minor
It's,
birds.
yeah, they
Let me say this about minor birds: gone the way of the dodo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and souffle humor gone.
He didn't ask his question yet. That's
Who cares? We're having a good time.
Great.
Who was it,
Souffle
Sam?
humor, and those bicycles with the big giant front wheels.
That's
What
right.
happened to that?
God's name happened to those.
Wow.
Sam,
Yeah.
what was your question?
My question was about the origin of Peter and Brian, because I noticed that they sound very similar to Larry and Steve, who were I don't know if that was your first show or something, but yeah, they resemble them a lot. I was wondering if that's where they pretty much came from.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. Larry and Steve was a short that I did when I was working at Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
And yeah, Peter and Brian are I mean, they're, if you listen to the voices, they're almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
They pretty much are directly evolved from those two characters. Yeah.
What did you do at Hanna-Barbera?
See, Adam has a thing about Hanna-Barbera. Has he ever talked to you about that?
Well, they cranked out a lot of crap in the 70s and 60s, but miles and piles.
Fonz and the Happy Days Gang, was that crap? You remember that show?
Well, no, that was good song. That was
Fonzie,
art right there.
Fonzie, and I think it was their actual voices. It was Henry Winkler and Ron Howard and Potsy and Donnie Most, and the premise was that it was the Happy Days Gang, but they had somehow come into possession of a time machine, and they would travel to different time periods each week. Never mind the fact they're already in the 50s.
Right. Yeah, they're already in a different time period.
It cut them
That's a
some
good
slack.
point.
They had the wisdom to hire this guy.
That's true.
Right.
But they probably scanned him, too.
That's true.
Laverne and Shirley in the Army was another one.
What about, who did the Brady Bunch?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, God, what was,
What if
I
that
don't
was
remember. Was that the...
Oh, it was a classic, and they had a magpie named Merlin who
that's right.
flew via helicopter on some feather on top of his head inexplicably. And then when you want to talk about inexplicable, they had a panda bear that played the guitar that just sort of two of them that just danced around. It's like, how much peyote do you have to do before you create a show? I mean, there's one thing. It's one thing to be high and create a show. It's another thing just to be like American Indian. I mean, you're like Jim Morrison in the desert.
Right. Remember
panda bears? What? It's not like there's a Brady Bunch episode that had a panda bear or a magpie in it.
Yeah.
Remember Rubik the Amazing Cube? Remember that one?
Yeah.
How do we make a cartoon, a Saturday morning cartoon out of this? They said to themselves. And the premise was that it's three Hispanic kids who find a Rubik's Cube, and whenever they get the colors on all the right sides, which they do astonishingly fast.
They get to be white. I saw that. I was offended.
A little blue face would appear on the cube and help them solve crimes.
Sure. It's all about solving
what else would
crime.
it be?
Yeah. Yeah, and here's my whole thing. So much of that stuff was just horrible junk. Like I don't know who did Hong Kong Phooey, and I don't know.
That was Hanna-Barbera.
Who did
Oh, no, he knows that.
Grape Ape. And,
That was Hanna-Barbera.
Wally Gator. Great theme songs, but that's where it all ended. And then there's this horrible. I mean, just the Hair Bear bunch. It would just come up with stuff that rhymed. Grape Ape? What the F is that?
Lippy the Lion and Party Har Har.
Those old guys just have to have sacks and sacks of money from cranking out just like an endless Duke law.
Punk and Puss and Mushmouth.
Mushmouth. Yeah, he was like hillbilly mice.
Forgot about that one.
A lot of mileage out of those Mises. You know what I mean?
Pixie and Dixie.
Pixie and Dixie. It's all we had. Listen, kids, we didn't have cable or satellite. We were forced to watch junk and just have our minds. Just my brain just dried up like a sponge, just left in the sun.
There's an old film that we have at the office that came from when I was working at Hanna-Barbera, and it was a promotional film that they did for the premiere of Magilla Gorilla in the 60s, and they basically staged the creation process of the show with Hanna and Barbera and the bunch. It was all like
the original pitch.
Yeah, but it was all pre-written, and they're staring at a picture of Magilla on the wall, just going, where the heck is he supposed to live? You tell us, Magilla. You tell us where you're supposed to live. And one of them goes, hey, wait a second, fellas. How about a pet store? And it's just
Genius.
it's brilliant.
Oh, there was Wheelie and Chopper Bunch or whatever that. There's so much junk, Drew. No wonder I'm an idiot.
Penelope pit stop.
That's what happened to me. That's what happened.
You.
So you.
The funky phantom.
Yeah. Oh.
Because the kids love a Revolutionary War era ghost.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a see-through Minuteman. It was awesome. All right. Oh, I feel high talking about this.
Yeah, it feels weird, doesn't it?
All right, we should, we got, threesome. Brandon did a threesome with his wife. Brandon?
Yeah.
You're 39?
29.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on a second. What did you do at Hanna-Barbera, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
I worked, I did the short Larry and Steve, and then I wrote, most of my time I spent writing for Johnny Bravo.
Ooh, John Bravo.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least that's you got on
right, I
some
sort of cut my teeth there.
All right. Well, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're 29.
Yeah.
And you did a threesome with your wife?
Yeah, that's correct. My wife and one of my best friends.
Yeah. That's
are you calling from the space shuttle?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually driving a tractor trailer. Please forgive the noise.
All right.
Shocking.
At this hour?
So you had a threesome with your wife, who's your best friend, which...
and your best friend.
Yeah. Oh, and your best friend.
Yes, that was the threesome.
Oh.
In what world? Were you high when you thought this was a good idea, or what happened?
He was effed up, right?
We've been known to do that on occasion, but that particular night we were all drinking. Well, we'd all soberly planned to do that.
Right. And
whose idea was it originally?
It was my idea originally, I'd have to say.
And your best friend had sex with your wife?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God!
And what were you doing? Just sort of, you were there like
It was well, you know, sometimes I watched, sometimes we were all taking part. It was it was an idea we all sat around and talked about before.
Well, here's a couple of things. First off,
horrible idea.
It's important that your best friend have a smaller penis than you, because this goes from a disaster to the Hindenburg. You know,
amazing things about it. It was it wound up working out in my favor. I was kind of worried about that at first, but.
All right, so your relationship with your wife is just in trouble now. It's doomed.
Do you have
What's
kids?
going on?
What's that?
Hold on a second.
That's what they call the devil's threesome, isn't it? 2 men and a woman?
Driving a tractor trailer, best friend, threesome.
6 kids. 6 kids. 29.
No, I'm going Jew.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta be Jewish.
Or he could be Korean.
Oh, yes. Asian or Jew? It's got to be an Asian or a Jew. Maybe an Asian Jew. Brandon?
Yes, sir.
Asian or Jew?
Neither.
I don't believe it.
I was so ready for a Sherlock Holmes moment.
I don't believe it.
Are you Mormon?
No,
we're kidding. This is
Drew drop.
Yeah.
This is super white trash stuff. There's not a Jew or an Asian that would ever participate in this nonsense. They're too good. Those people.
We did own a trailer, but we are in genuine vital siding now.
All right, put some siding on. So, what do you want?
What's the question?
I was just kind of wondering, like, me and my wife, we have a really great time with it, and we laugh and joke around about it, and a really, really good relationship. And actually, I'm kind of like Drew. I don't even watch sports or anything like that anymore. I just like to get home and spend time with her, and we just hang out.
Right.
We both had things in our past.
No kidding.
You know, she's had some physical abuse, and I had some things go on as well when I was younger. But we consider ourselves slightly screwed up. But is there?
All right. Well, listen. Do you have any kids?
You know, and this is going to be negative for you, but yes, we have one child.
All right.
I did have the surgery to get myself fixed, so I don't.
All right, good.
Well, what's your question? Right? Let's try to focus in on the question. What's the question here?
The question was basically, can two people be just slightly screwed up, but kind of be a match for each other, like screwed up in a way that...
Yes.
But here's the deal, Brandon.
But Drew, you're a strong believer in that.
Yes. Well, no, I believe that two screwed up people can work things out. And
you believe it can be a vital part of a relationship.
No, of course. It's a source of passion sometimes, is that the stuff from your past. But the fact, though, is you're using drugs, you're using alcohol, you're engaging in threesomes. No relationship survives that.
How do you know they're using drugs and alcohol?
I just smell it. Ask them.
Brandon, you guys doing any speed or anything like that?
Are we losing?
No. Maybe
The fact is, this is an alcoholic that does this stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff. I mean, they're maybe not right this minute, maybe not all the time, but this is part of that whole process. And all the chaotic choices they're making will bring them down.
So once in a while, somebody calls a show and tries to pass off a behavior that we know no one ever gets away with and claims to be getting away with it. Right. We don't believe it.
Right. Is there a lot of plowing to be done at this hour? What
tractor trailer?
Yeah, I don't.
This is a big farming hour, 10:45 at night.
He's a long haul. No, he's just driving an 18-wheeler. Yeah.
Tractor trailer.
Driver, yeah.
See, now there's the disconnect.
I don't know why they put tractor in that part.
Poles, huh?
Listen, I guess, but it's an 18-wheeler.
That's a good point. It's confusing. It just
Yeah, Seth, that wasn't you, buddy. And buddy, keep that confidence level high. We need you. We need you to create. But keep the eye of the nerd.
Yeah.
All right, before you go to break, I got to read something.
Go ahead.
Speaking of the eye of the nerd. Loveline is brought to you tonight by TNT. 40 games in 40 nights. Watch the NBA playoffs on TNT.
All right, now, Drew, I want you to do it. Is
Peter.
Do it, Drew. One more time.
Loveline brought to you tonight by TNT. 40 games and 40 nights. Watch the NBA playoffs on TNT.
Wow.
That's extraordinary.
True.
That was a good one.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, maybe when we come back, Drew, we'll read it as Stewie. And we'll take a quick break. Oh, Seth's going to run out to
get the songs.
What I would guess would be a now Hummer with
Brinks
a lift
truck.
kit on it.
Brinks truck.
And it's probably got the 24s on there. It's probably got the spinners. He's going to go out there. He's going to look for that CD and see if we can't do a little groundbreaking song from the Family Guy CD tonight. All that after this. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Alex Borstein in here tomorrow night from The Family Guy. Dear old friend. As well as her husband, who's a old friend of mine. Hope she tows him in. And then Travis Barker and Shanna Mokler is going to be in here on Tuesday from Meet the Barkers. You been watching, Drew?
No.
Travis has got himself a few more tats.
Oh,
and
really?
A couple more piercings.
Where? He shave his head, put on a scalp?
He has to roll his eyes back in his head, and you can
Eyelids.
You can read tilt.
Nice.
What happened to tilt humor, too? Remember the tilt? Guy got punched in the face, be tilt on his eyes. Yeah, you kids don't know from tilt humor. You don't know from souffle humor and minor bird humor. No, remember the minor bird would talk, or the parrot would talk about what the person was calling the other person, would give the person up.
Yes.
Well, that was my parents' generation. Everybody had minor birds, and they would teach them to swear.
Yeah, that was cool.
Teach the minor birds to curse.
Super edgy. Yeah. Now they teach them to kill and F. Yeah. All right. True minor birds in Hawaii, you say?
I think that's where they are still indigenous. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, gotta get over there. Let's talk to Megan. Did I mention that Seth MacFarlane was here tonight from The Family Guy? Sunday night, starting 1 week from tonight, 9 o'clock on Fox. Oh, finally.
Oh, God.
That hymen has been waiting to burst for years now. It's going to be an explosion. Wow. Awesome. Megan?
Yeah.
What's the question?
What's up?
Hi. I just heard you talking about a guy who had a threesome with his wife and his best friend.
Right.
And I was actually, thinking of asking my boyfriend to do that with him and his best friend. And I was wondering why, Drew, you thought it was such a bad idea.
Relationships hardly ever survive that. The kinds of feelings and these are very intimate, very intense situations, and people develop feelings and resentments and jealousies and attachments that they never anticipate. Now, if you're just casually with this guy and you want to try something out, whatever. But if it's somebody you really care about and you're thinking of having a threesome, it means you want to destroy this relationship for some reason, or you need chaos in order to feel comfortable in a relationship.
How about a threesome with you, a female friend of yours, and your boyfriend? Would you go for that?
No, that doesn't sound exciting to me.
Well, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I would feel way too jealous. I couldn't handle another girl, but I've been in very intimate situations with both of them, not sexual situations, but I feel really comfortable with both of those guys, and I feel like I could go to that place.
Two dudes and a chick is called Beelzebub's Trio.
Beelzebub's Triangle.
The Devil's Triangle. What happened to the Devil's Triangle, too? Compasses spinning out of control.
You're a man out of time.
A line of birds.
Hey, Megan,
Yeah.
you think about how your jealousies are. Men are about 10 times more territorial naturally. They feel more
not at
threatened.
all.
Oh, I understand he's not, but or he's gay and he's looking for a reason to have a relationship with
No,
another
he doesn't
male.
even know about this.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Gays
even
are
know.
territorial, too. It's
Overreach.
just,
Yeah.
Their territory is the anus. That's where they plant
All
their
right.
flag. Literally plant the flag.
But a gay
in the
man-
name of France.
A gay man would not want to have a threesome
True,
with another
remember
man.
people used to plant flags and say in the name of?
Sure.
That's gone, too. It's all gone. We got nothing
Oh,
anymore.
God. We went as far as the moon and we stopped.
But Megan, these are unhealthy impulses, and if you want to do it, you do whatever you want. We don't care, but we know how destructive these things are for people. And if you insist upon it, that means you come from chaos and need chaos.
Yeah, but so you don't think if even if I think that I can handle it, I
do you
shouldn't
come from chaos?
It's true.
All right.
do.
So
All
you
right,
need
there you go.
chaos. You
Yeah,
need
you're
it.
getting a little too intimate. It's getting a little too close.
You're
going
to throw up some heavy stuff.
Break
here.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, you'll cheat and then tell them you cheated. And
Yeah, that's
screw
the
things
other
up
way.
that
That's the other way you'll do it, Megan.
All right. Either way, don't get pregnant.
Please.
Okay.
Here we go.
Get a little therapy for past chaos, yes?
I'm in therapy. Yes.
Great. Talk
Okay,
to your
good.
therapist about these choices. You'll find they'll have a similar reaction.
All right.
Okay.
Or so you can get them
Therapy's for losers.
Oh, Drew, please.
Right.
We're going
Don't
to take
put that
ourselves
drop
a quick break. Seth MacFarlane. By the way, you telling Anderson not to put that drop in?
It's coming 50 times now.
Oh, 50. That's if he's in a good mood. It's more like 150.
Well, if you had said it.
Oh,
come on.
It would have wired into my brain. Seth MacFarlane is here from the Fantastic Family Guy. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Therapy's for losers.
Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Seth MacFarlane is here tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Seth finally being recognized as a genius he's been claiming he's been for all
you've been
these
claiming
years.
he's been, by the
Yes, that's right. He did some crank anchors. He was awesome at that. A genius.
Oh, it was your writers. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, it was
No.
they're idiots. They're all mercy hires. It had to be you. Alex Borstein is going to be in here tomorrow night. You know her from Mad TV, and you also know her from The Family Guy. And I also know her from yelling at me in my own apartment kitchen about 15 years ago.
What?
Thinking,
What?
Who is this bitch?
What did she yell at you about?
I don't know, but I can't remember what it was. I've known Alex for
And she was,
you know,
first time
13
you
or
met,
14
she was
years.
screaming at you?
No, I knew she was trouble before that, but then she started yelling at me in my kitchen. I
Oh,
don't
we
know
gotta
what it
find out
was.
what that was.
Yeah, she seems nice now, but something happened. Actually, she's one of these people that was smart. You know, the people you hear about, they used to be so humble, and then they got a little juice, and then fame got hold of them and turned them. No, she was bitchy before she was famous. Now she's nice. See, the exact opposite of me, Drew.
It's good.
Yeah.
Exact opposite.
Smart, because you don't hear this, you know. That's actually a nice story.
It's the fire that drives her immense talent.
That's right. She's fiery. Yeah.
Let's proceed with our world premiere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a song or two to play from the Family Guy CD, which is coming out on Tuesday.
Coming out on Tuesday, yeah. This is, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be playing this, but what the hell? It's on,
It's yours.
It's my ass. Yeah. This
And
will be
it's distributed throughout the country?
throughout the country.
Can you get it online anywhere?
I think you can probably order it on Amazon or get it at your local record store. There is a clean version and a not so clean version.
What are we going to hear tonight?
version?
This number is kind of the same for both.
He's
This is
picked a clean song.
our extended version of the Family Guy theme.
So, we ready?
Sure.
You ready, Chris? All right, world
Very
premiere,
excited.
Family Guy theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, world premiere here on Loveline, Family Guy.
I have a million questions. do you help with the orchestration of that?
No. That is all Mr. Walter Murphy.
You write the lyrics?
Yeah.
And the melodies are spelled out by these guys, the orchestrators?
We've done it both ways. I mean, there are three ways to do it. I give him a set of lyrics, and he'll write a melody. He'll give me a melody, and I write lyrics. Or the other way is we come up with a title.
Is doing something like that just the most exciting thing you could ever possibly
It's pretty. There's really nothing. I mean, even doing the show each week, there's really nothing quite as exciting as going in there every week and watching that band play the score for the show. It's pretty spectacular.
Wow, you should tape it, and just use the same one the next week. And actually have a live orchestra. This goes in every week.
It's live.
Wow, I didn't know
that. Oh, yeah.
Wow, even the animation not done in advance.
No,
awesome. Awesome.
The first time I heard Stewie say laugh and cry, I thought he said F and cry.
That's been a point of contention for many years, yeah.
It is. I thought the same, and I came around
add to the intrigue.
The censors actually made us re-record that for the third season to be clearer, because so many people thought it was F and cry, and they said, this is ridiculous. Just go back in, make it sound clearer.
Well, just go back and make it F and cry.
Yeah.
It is.
That would be the...
It is. It is. I was listening when it got to that point in this song, and it is crystal clear in this version of it. Seth MacFarlane here from the Family Guy. Big premiere on Tuesday coming up.
No.
I'm sorry. The CD's coming out this Tuesday, and then the Family Guy premiere will be on Sunday. On Fox, of course. All right, that's a good question. And by the way, do you know Seth and Seth's people were nice enough to send me a Death, which is the character I play on the show, and my dog, which I guess is Jimmy.
That's right.
And a bottle of beer figurine. It's the action figure.
Wow.
The Death action figure.
There were two versions of that, actually. There's one with his hood off, too.
With his skull.
Or limited edition. Yeah.
There is?
Yeah.
I'll have to get that on eBay.
Yeah.
Signed 28 death pictures in a row as I was walking in. And the
is
guy
that right?
Yeah. Said, we'll see that on eBay. And the guy sort of cryptically said, not there, but it's sort of
somewhere.
I'm selling them a nerd at a comic store in Pasadena. I'm not going to.
That's always sketchy when they say, these are from my family, and they hand you 10 pictures of exactly the same picture, and you're supposed to just sign them with.
And I'm so appreciative that you don't actually have to put someone's name before you sign your thing. That's like, all right, let's just do this. I'll buy it back from you later on. Gina, you're 25.
Hi.
What's up?
I just had a question for Seth. I'm such a big fan that the call screener told me my original question was too esoteric.
Well, esoteric, but yeah.
Right. God bless you for writing it down.
I'm sorry. So my backup question is, you guys have always been really great at putting celebrity guests on, like Adam Carolla and Will Ferrell and stuff. What's coming up for season 4?
Season 4. Well, of course, Adam will be back, and Dr. Drew is also going to be on. Drew Barrymore is going to be on. Robert Downey Jr., James Woods.
Wow. Now, have you must have had there? Obviously, there's this is a show that is sort of a they have the comedian's comedian. This is the show business guy's show.
Right.
Must be a lot of hip people that are trying to get on. There must be a little pressure. I don't know if you want to embarrass anybody, but there's probably some people you really didn't want to work with or maybe to work with you.
Or maybe an easier question.
One of them may be in this room.
I am in the room. What are you talking about? But I do a great Stewie.
It's awesome.
The other question is, are the people that turned you down? So maybe an easier way of answering that.
There have been.
Turned you down the first time around.
Yeah,
Vegas.
William Shatner at one point turned us down.
Wow.
He did not want to come do the show, so we just did an impersonation.
But
I remember that one. That was a good one.
That was from that's from first or second season or something like that.
Yeah.
By the way, getting turned down by Shatner is like getting turned down by a fat chick at a prom.
But they took a good shot at him.
Gary Coleman turned us down this year.
Nice.
We were turned down by Gary Coleman.
Nice.
Wow. Now he's doing those money line commercials where you have to. All right. Very sad. But who else turned you down? Anyone else good?
Oh boy, let me just
now, did they turn you down because they read the script and they're making fun of themselves, or?
Well, sometimes a lot of people get they'll come on, but they want to play a character. They don't want to play themselves.
Right.
It's you never know. You never know who's going to say yes. And we had Frank Sinatra Jr. come on and do the show, which was probably the biggest thrill in the world for me.
Right. Not for any of the audience members.
Did he sing?
He loved it.
He did. Yeah. He
sounds like Frank.
He sings with. It's his Rat Pack episode. He does. Yeah. He sings beautifully. But he sings a song with Brian and Stewie, and it was pretty much. I'm like, boy, it doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah.
And Adam West will be back.
Adam West will be back. Yeah. Couple of big Adam West Adam West, Mayor West bans gay marriage from the town of Quahog.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes. Awesome. So, Gina.
Yes,
Well, I hope that helped answer your question.
it did. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll see you on Sunday. Not actually see you, but if we could, you'd be watching the show. That's basically what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
What's the first episode?
First,
you say?
First episode is sort of a Peter Lois second honeymoon adventure. It's based on kind of roughly based on North by Northwest, the Hitchcock movie, which you don't have to have seen to enjoy it. But there's some a scene at Mount Rushmore at the end, and we used all the old Bernard Herrmann score sheets for the.
It's awesome.
But it's a big second honeymoon adventure, and it hopefully comes back with a pretty big splash. It's a pretty elaborate episode.
Do you have your pick of the litter, or your pick of part of the litter in terms of which one you show first? I mean, obviously you want to come out with a great episode, but I know from doing shows, sometimes you realize this one's a 5 and this one's a 9.
Well, this one, it pokes fun at Mel Gibson, which South Park did about, I guess, a few weeks after we started. We sent this episode into production, so we were kind of wavering back and forth, thinking, well, do we want to cover the same ground as they did? And it's and we figured, the episode turned out so well that we just. What the hell?
So do you, I mean, how many
That's
of
all
these...
that counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as it's funny.
Yeah.
How many of these things are in the can, as they say, and how many are you doing?
We're doing 35, and we've finished about 4 of them. We're editing the 5th, and we're writing the 31st, so that gives you an idea of how long it takes to do these things.
Wow. And how far from the time the 31st is finished to the time it could be ready to air? Not it does air, but it could be ready.
Writing.
It's usually about finished writing. You're probably looking at about 8 or 9 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and by the way, 35 is a huge. I know it's animated, but it's still a huge pickup.
It's the biggest order we've ever done, and it's a bigger order than. I mean, I think I'm not sure if a show has. Well, I suppose a show must have gotten a 35 order at some point, but not recently, and it's really
not a non-strip prime time, and not a weekly prime time show.
It makes it cheaper.
Memory.
It makes it cheaper. You spread the cost out over more episodes. It makes it a lot cheaper. But boy, it is backbreaking. I mean, we're almost done, and we're just walking around like zombies.
Yeah, I'll tell you, people, Drew, I was just over there on Friday. The nerves are frazzled over there. There was only 3 guys playing ping pong.
Oh, my God, you're kidding. Anybody golfing?
One of them had his shoes on.
Foosball?
Foosball?
No?
He was wearing flip. He had shoes on.
No!
Yeah,
My God, humanity.
Everyone's on edge. Everyone is out of their mind over there. Yeah, it's tough. Tough
it's crazy.
sledding.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Is that the same crew that you've been with you for the most part, the core people?
For the most part. I mean, we've had people. Every time the show gets canceled, we lose some writers, and we're always able to assemble a portion of the people who've done it before. Yeah. So we always joke that, like, if it keeps. If this keeps up, if we keep getting canceled and picked up again, eventually every writer in town will have written on Family Guy at some point. But
yeah, you'll and you'll be like one of those bands like the Coasters, where they don't have any of the original people anymore, but you're still
like Menudo. We just keep changing it up.
Yeah, like what?
Was it the Manhattan?
That guy's transfer. Yeah, that guy's a Temptation. He's 26 years old. They had hits in the 70s. Yeah,
Menudo.
Papa's here. All right, well let's take some more phone calls here, Drew. Yeah? Yep. Porn, yeah? Joe?
Yeah?
You're 18?
Yep, that's right.
What's up?
Well, I can't come for the life of me, to put it bluntly, during sex. But, a good 30-second clip of porn, and I'm set.
So are you nervous when you're 18? Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yeah, actually, I'm bi, so I've had both.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so the last time...
I'm uptight, dude. I'm uptight. What are you going to say?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, all right. You're bi.
Yeah.
But bi, means a few things to us, our callers.
Yeah.
It either means sexual identity confusion, meaning some sexual trauma in childhood, or it means that you're on your way evolving into another.
You're saying bye to heterosexuality. That's what I hear when I hear bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye vagina. See you later.
Hello.
I'm not going to miss you. Yes. Remind me of my mom. Bye bye. That's what bye is.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
So you're gay.
You're going to be gay.
Yes, I'm gay. I'll admit it. I'm gay.
All right. Do you ejaculate when you're with men?
No. And the last I actually remember coming during sex was with a girl, and it was actually the same time I contracted herpes.
Yeah. And the pornography you watch, what kind is that?
It's gay.
All right. Have you been with a relationship with a male?
I'm sorry?
Have you been in a long-term relationship with a man?
Yeah, I have actually almost 7 months.
What's his name? Bruce? That's the name that all the gays use. There used to be good Bruce humor, too. You know? Bruce!
If this is true, you're going to go to jail, buddy.
Yeah.
Aren't that many Bruces anymore?
It's no longer gay. It's not a gay name anymore.
That's because you don't have a baby and look at it and say, let's call him Bruce.
Yeah, nobody does that.
Yeah, Joe, I don't quite understand. Do you have a sexual trauma history growing up?
No, except for like a premature exposure to porn, maybe. But I mean, that wasn't traumatizing.
Yeah, unless you're gay. No. And why are you having?
Well, you have a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And with him, you can't quite get it going.
Well, I get it going, and I get to that point, and it's great. It feels great. But then, like, I just can't, get up over the hill.
Well, maybe you need a more powerful anal popper, because I know they use the anal poppers.
Nice, good advice.
Well, that's what they do.
Of
I
course.
don't know.
What are you going to say? How can you?
We're all named Bruce, and they use those anal.
Hang on 1 second. Let me grab a pen. How do you spell that?
Marvelous. How about mutual masturbation? You ever tried that?
Oh, yeah. Whenever I masturbate, I can do it. But
so when it's mutual, when it's independent,
Well, what doesn't work? Oral?
Oral hasn't worked. Anal hasn't worked. But him jerking me off doesn't work. It's just, it's got to be me by myself, which gets like boring for him. And he also thinks I'm holding back at times, and I'm not. I tell him it's a mental thing.
All right.
It is a mental thing.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. But I can't quite, in the few moments we have here, I can't sort it out.
Well, by the way, you can pop in a little gay porn because the good news is you're with a gay guy, and they love gay porn.
It's a guy, and he's gay. Therefore, he's on for the same thing.
Yeah, you're not going to offend his delicate
idea.
sensibilities.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go ahead and pop in some gay porn.
There you go. But it says something about the proximity of a person is what's getting him, inhibiting him. And,
we've talked.
He's not a people person.
We've spoken in the past about how repugnant gay porn is to straight guys, and not because we're gay phobic or we're uptight or anything, but when straight guys see graphic depiction of gay pornography, they have to avert their gaze. Spelled differently.
And I brought up, we haven't talked about it in a while, but it's the same feeling as thinking about your parents having sex.
Yeah,
same
that's
feeling.
Interesting. Yeah, although that would be walk in the park compared to
no, it's just the same feeling. Though. It's the same kind of a.
Yeah, it's like sort of. It's a question of why did I have to see that? Why are they doing this?
Yeah,
and,
right.
I got to throw up and masturbate. Yeah.
Why is father hurting mother?
That's right.
Leave her alone.
That's right. And that's why I say, and I should be able to sue. Drew, that was awesome.
Yeah, I told you.
I believe there should be straight porno stores and gay porno stores, and not they shouldn't mingle. They shouldn't commingle the two.
Both parties.
Or if they do, have that big, orange Caltrans cone between the two, because there's nothing worse than when you're walking along the aisle and you're just perusing. And by the way, you have to look straight ahead, because you can't have your head on a swivel. You're going to spot somebody you know, or somebody recognizes you. And if you make contact with someone, you can't say anything. There's no pardon me. There's not just sort of you brush on them and it's weird and uncomfortable, but people know to stay in their shell. And so you're walking and you have blinders on. You're looking at two video boxes, maybe 2.5 most, and you go from the weird toe fetish stuff, and then the orgy stuff, and then the black on white stuff, and then into the big jug stuff, and then all of a sudden there's what's going on here? Oh, it's 4 dudes and a dude. oh my God, no. It's like, they're really giving it to that chick. She's got a mustache. No. And now you're ruined. And I'm just saying, you got to put a cone up. You got to do something.
Well, what's interesting is why don't gay men feel the same thing about heterosexual stuff?
I wish it'd be nice. You know what they need? You know what they need? If they're going to have the gay department at a adult video store or bookstore, they need to have it like where they have the smokers at the airport.
A gate. Yeah.
Put it in a little Lucite cabin in the back. Let them all go in there and do what they got to do. I don't have to worry about going in. Like when you're in the airport, you don't mistakenly slide through the smokers terrarium, do you? No, it's just a bunch of desperate people. I like in Vegas when they put a slot machine in with the smokers.
Of course.
Yeah, now it's like now two-fisted fun. But the point is put the gay stuff. You know what you need to put around? You know that Lucite thing they put around the drum kit. And when a band is up there, just put that around. You know that thing, that Lucite thing.
Sure.
Put that around the gate.
You got like 1 million patents in you.
Yeah, really. Drew, why aren't you writing these down? Okay, go ahead.
Should I read this? Should I read it straight? Loveline
why
brought to you
don't you
tonight.
read a straight one and then read one like Stewie?
Okay. Loveline brought to you tonight by TNT. 40 games in 40 nights. Watch the NBA playoffs on TNT. Now, Stewie?
That is awesome. Now, do it like Stewie.
It's extraordinary how he does this.
Yeah, here we go.
Loveline brought to you tonight by TNT. 40 games in 40 nights. Watch the NBA playoffs on TNT.
Drew, that is amazing.
Wow. I like that.
That is unbelievable.
And
I did that for my kids.
That's coming from the guy who does
Stewie. I know.
Spectacular.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's not coming from the guy who thought he got third place in the contest.
Imitation is the best, one of the most sincere
form of flattery. Yes. Awesome. All right.
I'll do my John Madden next.
We will take ourselves a little break. Seth MacFarlane, the engine that drives the Family Guy in tonight. We'll be right back after this. Yeah. It's the Loveline, everybody. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Seth MacFarlane is in here tonight from the Family Guy. Tomorrow night, Alex Borstein will be in here from Mad TV and the Family Guy. And she's also doing some writing, right?
She is, yeah. She is. She's a writer on the show, which is a very handy thing to have. Both of us in the room together. Actually, a lot of the voiceover actors are also writers on the show.
Yeah, I was noticing, I don't know what credits or what thing I was looking at, but I was noticing that a lot of the writers also did voices on the show, or I don't know which came first, the writer or the egg, but it's kind of convenient to have everyone under the same roof playing ping pong all day.
Foosball.
Foosball, too. Oh, I'll tell you, it's what people in the Midwest think the California workplace is.
Looks like.
Yeah, it just looks like there's no work getting done.
No, there isn't. Actually isn't. And you got to get people hip to what floor you're on, because I went to 4 or 5 different floors before I actually landed on the Family Guy on Friday. I was told to go to this one.
The fact that the life-size versions of the family sitting out there was not your clue.
Yeah. Well, when the door opens.
The big Aaron Spelling logo on the wall.
I did go to the Aaron Spelling. It's like floor 5, and then there's another like media thing, and then there's a million vans for Mexican radio stations. Frightening. What do those people have? Like they have attention deficit disorder? They all like glaucoma or something? What goes on that everything has to be so loud, like a piñata? You know what I mean? Like explosion of color and sound all the time.
Cannot judge. It's culture.
Hey, kids, culture.
Can't judge.
All right.
Can't even say anything about it.
All right.
How dare you?
All right. Terry?
Hi.
You're 17?
Yes.
What's
up?
up?
I have a couple of questions for Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first things first. Seth, I saw you on Adult Swim, and you are so hot.
Oh.
You have the most gorgeous
Stop
eyes.
it. You're very kind. You haven't seen me with my glasses. Big Woody Allen frames. They're terrible.
But you're still hot.
Yeah.
Well, you're very kind. You're very kind. Where the hell were you when I was in high school?
When you were 17, exactly.
She was not going to be born for another 13 years. That's where she was.
Your friends were beating me up. That's what was happening.
That's right. Your dad's friend. All right, so what do you got to say, Terry?
Okay, I was curious if you remember my uncle, Roy Allen Smith. He
Yeah.
for you.
Sure. Yes. Very, very talented director, yeah.
Oh, that's your uncle?
Mm-hmm.
He directed some Family Guys?
Yeah. Actually, first and second season, like before we got canceled the first time.
Wow.
Is he still okay?
He's yeah. I think so. Is he not?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get to see him often because he lives in Cali, but...
All right.
So what's your question tonight, Terry?
And I was wondering how you would get to be a voice actress, especially on maybe one of your shows.
Especially on that. Huh? You can call everyone. You can do what I did. Call everyone you know and have them bug Seth.
Or just cut right to the quick and start performing oral. While Seth is doing his voiceovers.
The first thing to do is develop many deeply rooted psychological neuroses. Once you pass that point, there's really no quick, easy way to get into that's one of the toughest businesses to get into. The only reason I'm doing it is because I created a show, and it's interesting. That's I remember seeing Harold Ramis at one point talking about how he couldn't get work as an actor, and so he started writing movies, and he would put himself in them, and that was the only way he could get it. It's very difficult. I mean, the best thing to do is to make a demo tape with as much variety as you can put together and send it to as many agents as you can find. I mean, that's
Seth's saying basically marry a rich guy. It's over at 17.
We had the woman that does Bart Simpson on the show years ago.
Nancy Cartwright.
And she said she went and lived with, who's the guy, Dawes whatever.
Dawes Butler.
Dawes Butler.
She lived with Dawes Butler.
She lived in the back house and studied with him or something. Remember that story?
Well, she was nuts. I remember turning her out immediately.
But this was it. She quick draw McGraw and stuff, and he sort of coached her on all the different ways to do this. And I I think she said it was like a summer or something she lived with. It wasn't like for a long time.
God.
Yeah, that while.
Well, Terry, what do you do? Do you have some voices?
A little bit. I have a little girl voice.
Oh boy!
Oh, that's you. Okay,
you made my.
All right, we know you've been molested, and you've got the gig.
Uncle. Oh, wait a minute, Seth.
What else you got?
Something really high pitched like this.
All right. That's
I don't know. I have a little bit of a British accent.
All right,
not bad. Not bad.
I need a Bart's aunts.
Oh, yeah.
So Selma
Patty and Selma.
Patty and Selma. Can you do all that?
Do what?
Do you do any ones we've heard of? Do you do anyone on TV?
It's a little bit hard for me.
Yeah.
I kind of sound like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I doubt you guys have heard of that one.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, we know him well.
I've heard of that.
He's coming in tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I dumb as hell. I don't know.
Is it Scottish sounding? All right, listen.
Not that
Keep
good.
working. I perfected Stewie in front of a mirror.
Yeah, there was many hours of staring at himself in the mirror.
Listening to tapes.
Drew tells me he used to fill his bathtub half full, and then would line it, and he would breathe, just leave his nostrils out of the water and breathe through it that way with a tennis ball in his mouth in order to train his diaphragm.
I told you about that?
You did.
Wow.
You did. Yeah, you were loaded.
Very
you told me about that.
It's embarrassing.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about voiceover work. Stop me if I'm wrong. There is a little luck of the draw in it. It's almost a little like super talented soap opera acting, which is if you got there first and you're good and you got it on the ground floor. And I mean, here's the reality. Most gigs, probably with the exception of course, Peter Griffith and Homer Simpson, a few like that. Most of them you could plug somebody else in and get a pretty good performance out of them. I mean, everybody I was at the Acme Theater with or the Groundlings Theater with, every single person, with the exception of me, would actually do a really good job at almost any voiceover gig they had. Yeah. And so then it's who gets there first and whose show takes off and that kind of stuff. It's got to be a tough way to plan on making a living.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should plan on acting, and you should plan on writing, and you should plan on doing other things. And if the voiceover, now it sort of seems like the voiceover stuff, which used to be a specialty, is now going toward actors and writers and people that are in the business.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people, I think, like to not confine themselves to one, just to do as much as, to do on-camera work, to do voiceover work as much as they can get, and, whatever... it's like, as you say, luck of the draw, whatever winds up getting them the most gigs, then...
It's just been really tough unless you were just sort of crazy, like one of these legendary guys that we spoke of, like Winchell or what's his name? The guy does Bugs Bunny.
It's very cliquey, too. The voiceover world is very, very cliquey. Like, there's a handful of people who
do everything,
get all the work, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's kind of
it's tough work too, because I just did some voiceover work for Seth, and he's
demanding.
He's a patent. He's a general. He's so demanding. You don't think you're going to make the cut. Like I go like, all right, I had like 6 words, and I'll give you 3. You always do 3. You never do 4. You never do 2, but you do 3. You know what I mean? That 3-take thing? Yeah. And so you do that, wow, this party sucks. Wow, this party sucks. Wow, this party sucks. And then you hear Seth go, all right, that's great, it's perfect. And you go, see you later. What? One of them was like a 5, but the other were clearly 3s. No, I think we got it. And it's like, okay, it's not.
Well, oftentimes we'll build, we'll take the first half of number 3 and the second half of number 1.
But they're all number 2s.
Believe me, Adam, you don't leave that booth until I've gotten exactly what I want.
All I'm saying is I, with my low self-esteem, leave and think, all right, he's decided he's not going with it. Yeah. Death is going to get his own sickle. All right. Let's take ourselves so you're on 31 of... Oh, and then you got to... okay, you're on 30... You're writing 31 out of 35.
Right.
And you'll be and you finished 4.
Adam was how many more times 5. Going in there.
Yeah, death needs a meaty... Look, I don't like to brag about death. But I'll tell you, some of career-wise, the biggest, most favorable notices I've gotten was doing Death on the Family Guy. People are fans of Death. I never thought I'd say that.
Oh, yeah.
Huge Death fans. And you have the figurine, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You got to get me in there for a juicy Death role.
I know. We've been searching for that. The last Death story we had was the one where he takes Peter through his own past, and that was
powerful.
That was that was second season. He appeared a couple times third season, but we have yet to land on that great fourth season Death story. But we'll focus.
No, I need to be I need to be the dog though. Now Jimmy's too big for that.
No, that's the point.
A dog, or maybe the anti-Death. So somebody conflict with you.
Listen, here's the thing about Jimmy. His kids are huge.
I know, of course. You have to
Family Guy fans. As a matter of fact, Jimmy was at the live presentation over at the where was it?
The Wiltern.
Wiltern last Friday, and the kids are nuts about it. So they would be angry if they took Jimmy off as Death's dog. And he would be. You could definitely get him in there to do more Death's dog. So
that might be Death's door.
Ooh. On Death's door, yeah. All right, we will take ourselves a little break. Seth MacFarlane is here tonight from the Family Guy, of course, and we'll be right back after this. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Seth MacFarlane here tonight from Family Guy, coming back to Fox. And, boy, Fox is pumped because they've been talking about it for quite some time. Family Guy finally coming back for good, we hope this time. Sunday nights, 9 o'clock, a week from tonight. And then a big Family Guy CD being released on Tuesday, a couple days from now. That big band, big score, big fun. We'll play something else. I had to just write liner notes. I really should. Big band, big score, big fun, says -7 stars.
I'm excited.
Carolla. Yeah. We will hear another song off of that. And first, time to play a little Germany or Florida. This is a game that is sweeping the nation. All bizarre activity emanates from either Germany or Florida. I think Germany is the Florida of Europe, and Florida is the Germany of the United States.
There you go.
If somebody's cut somebody's pickle off and fried it up and eaten it and videotaped it, it happened in either Germany or Florida. So, Eric, you tell us the bizarre story, and we guess. Is it Germany or Florida? Go ahead.
All right. 27-year-old woman has given birth as part of an exhibition in an art gallery in front of dozens of spectators. It being her first child, the baby girl was delivered at a DNA art gallery. The 29-year-old father said before the birth, "It's a gift to humanity, a once-in-a-lifetime thing," called the experience an existential work of art. The manager of the gallery said the couple wanted to challenge conventional norms. A bit of a test to see if society can cope. some 30 members of the public were contacted when she went into labor.
Wow.
Germany.
Yeah, that sounds
Germany
very
has a
German
rich
to me.
history of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's from the Bauhaus days on forward.
Oh, to Mangala. It just keeps going and going. They like to experiment. They're
That is
avant-garde.
Florida.
No, Florida. No, if you'd said, Easy Lube given birth, I would have said Florida.
Or they ate the baby, or did something weird or something.
No, just given birth, in the back of a squad car.
Yeah.
Given birth on a flagpole. Remember flagpole setting? Huge.
Dodo.
Went the way of the dodo. So we're going Germany on this one. That sounds too easy.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
We're going Germany. Seth, what do you think? Germany or Florida?
I'll go with Germany. Yeah.
All right,
that seems to be the.
Stewie, what do you go? Where do you go?
I'm going to say Florida just to be a bitch.
Oh, really? Peter, what are you going with?
What? I'm sorry?
Brian, what do you say?
I'm too far in the bottle to even know what the hell the question is.
And Don Rickles. Maybe, seemed like he could do that. All right. He's going hockey puck. Eric?
Yeah.
Germany or Florida?
Well, Stewie lost. It's Germany.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what? No, you know what? He didn't lose. His answer was just different. Just different from yours. Everybody's right, everybody's wrong.
That's
hey,
right.
Adam.
Yeah.
Could you guys play Ace's Mexican Ranchero According Countdown tonight?
Wow.
Not tonight.
Well, we will play that, though. We should play that soon. I don't know if
we have just enough time to play a song.
Engineer Chris is equipped.
Ace's Ranchero Countdown, no good. You don't like that game.
Is that this game is how far into a random ranchero song just queued up in a random spot how long before we hear the accordion? The average is under 3 seconds.
Under 3 easily. Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Actually, I have the Family Guy CD ready. So.
Oh, you do. Oh, so you can't play the both.
Right,
yeah. Couldn't have 2 of those. All right. Well, let's
it's a radio
hear
station. Adam.
Yeah,
2 CD players. How dare you?
Yeah. Let's. What do you think this is? Your living room? Come on. Let's hear a little something off the second cut off the Family Guy.
This is Quagmire singing with the great Patti LuPone, who some of our more Broadway-minded singers will recognize.
Enjoy. Wow. Another great tune from Seth MacFarlane and the good old folks over there at the Family Guy. Well, that's awesome.
It turned out good.
Yeah. No, that's nice. I mean, creatively, Seth and I walked out to his armored car where he keeps these things. And he said he was just really happy with the way the product came out. And then it's sort of a win, lose, or draw. I mean, you want everything to be super successful and make everyone lots of money, but you feel good about it. You can move on to your next one.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
Awesome. All right, let's again.
That experience with a big orchestra.
It was pretty exciting to watch. It's the biggest band we've ever worked with, and it was pretty spectacular to watch.
That's by the way coming to a store near you.
I think there's a Family Guy musical ahead.
Oh yeah,
it's been talked about. We've been presented with the idea from 2 separate companies, and it's just time. We just haven't,
Yeah. Well, you go. I say bigger than a musical on ice.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Giant big Peter
would
head
you,
out
would you
there.
do a like an animated movie musical, or would you do a theatrical production?
I mean, certainly an animated movie musical would be the ideal situation. I mean, it was interesting to be presented with the idea to do a Broadway musical, because you think, well, gosh,
how would you do?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I mean, it would have to be. You'd have to cast somebody who is, looks and sounds like Peter, and Stewie would be the tricky thing. I mean, you'd have to get like a David Hyde Pierce or something to put on a pair of red overalls and walk around on his knees
and make that great sound when he ran.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Exactly.
My favorite Family Guy episode besides Death Lips is got to be the one where Stewie wants to go kill his nemesis sperm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Fantastic Voyage.
Yes.
Awesome. Wally Shawn.
Yeah.
That was just now, do you have a favorite? And don't give me that crappy, they're all my kids thing.
Last time you said that one. He actually, when Brian finds his mother is the other one.
Musical,
that's my
the
favorite.
musical Brian, when Stewie and Brian take on the road is a great one, too.
Yeah, that's always that's always been one of my favorites. That was sort of the peak of that was kind of where we hit our stride, and hopefully we're still going from there.
The road, you mean the Crosby
road
and Hope road buddy one?
Road to Rhode Island, yeah.
That was a good one. And what about my sperm one? You like that one too?
Well, yeah, you know, I like your sperm one.
Mm-hmm.
I like your sperm one.
Thank you.
That's good stuff.
All right, Death Lives?
No.
All right, no, well, apparently not enough to bring back for more 2 lines. Or maybe it's a 5 and under thing.
Maybe it was the guy who did the voiceover, I don't know.
Ooh, making fun of Norm. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Well, that's the show, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Want to thank dear friend Seth MacFarlane for coming in tonight.
Thank you so much.
Always a delight, Seth.
Always a delight indeed.
You can find the Family Guy 1 week from tonight, Sunday, Fox, 9 o'clock. Excited. Drew and I are going to be at the big kickoff party. Mm-hmm. And then the Family Guy CD, the musical, will be released this Tuesday.
Live in Vegas.
Get that. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
Why is father hurting mother?
That's right.
Leave her alone.